Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Wednesday, and tonight was AEW Grand Slam Mexico. Now, I'm gonna say I did and didn't like this show at the same time. And here's why. I liked the show because it was fun. A lot of good wrestling, and it flew right by. But other than the brief, maybe 90-second to 2-minute brawl we saw with tits out Toni Storm, she wasn't wearing a bra, just like Marina Shafir. She had nipples showing and everything. Tits out Toni Storm, or should I say Carmen Sandiego Toni Storm and Mercedes Mone. We got no build for anything towards the pay-per-view. You are essentially 1, 2, 3 weeks out from your biggest show of the year, and we learned nothing for that show and got no progression. Now you can say, oh, well, there was a little brawl between Mercedes and Toni Storm, so that's progression for their match. Cool. If you're for the match, you're for the match. If you're not for the match, you're not for the match. They're not going to change your mind on that one anymore. And then it's like the only other thing we slightly got anything for was the Hangman stuff. And even at that, he fucking buckshotted Matt Jackson. That ain't Moxley. They stood up to Moxley at the end when he was going to sneak in with the briefcase. Again, that's not any progression for the match. So I felt like AEW did a good and a bad here tonight. They put on a great show with a lot of good wrestling. That didn't matter. That didn't matter. Because it didn't do what they're supposed to be doing right now. Building up to their biggest show of the year. Let's go see what WrestleVotes has. I haven't checked in a couple of days, ticket sale wise. Let's go see really fast. WrestleVotes, not WrestleVotes, but WrestleTix. WrestleTix. I don't know when their last update for All In was, so bear with me. But as far as All In does go, that's All Out. All Out's doing well, 7,961 so far. That's in September. But as far as All In does go, I'm not seeing anything recent. Oh, come on. Yeah, they haven't had an update in over a week. Last update was on the 11th, which was a week ago. 17,485. I don't know if there's been another update since that. But the show is only set up right now, and they can open it up and add more seating later. But 20,983 is what they're set up for. That is less than half of that building's capacity. And I saw a lot of people go, oh, they could only fit a certain amount in there because baseball only does 38,000 or something like that. And I'm just like, but then they had floor seats. The record in Globe Life Field is set by a Morgan Wallen concert. I think it's like 43,000. Let me look. Globe Life Field capacity record is Morgan Wallen 43,598. That is the record in Globe Life Field. And AEW ain't even trying to hit half. Or maybe they'll hit right around half. This is my opinion, and I've heard others like Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, and so forth say this. 20,000 for an AEW show is not bad. It's really good. But 20,000 in that building is not good. In Globe Life Field is not good. 25 is okay. Could they hit 30, which would be really good for them? Doubt it. But hitting barely 20 in Globe Life Field, that building, I would say, is not good. A letdown. And I see the people online going, oh, if they hit 20,000, it's one of the most attended wrestling shows of the year. Sure. But business-wise and perception-wise, it is not good. Business-wise, it's not good because how much that building costs to run. And I don't know what, ticket sales are and what the gate's going to be, but it's like, how much do they want to make profit-wise compared to what they're going to make on such low ticket sales? And the perception of, depending on how it's shot, ice is going to look empty. We've already seen it with Wembley. First year, 81,000, packed, looked fantastic. Second year, 5,000? Every time they showed the stage, all you saw was empty around and behind the stage. Not a good look. Not a good look. So we'll see how it goes, but I just felt like tonight was a lost cause. And maybe that's too strong of a phrase, but they didn't do anything, in my opinion, to build up to their biggest show of the year. We got, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention and somebody could correct me, but we got no progression or no hints towards anything. Like, the rumor is we're going to get the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. But Swerve got pinned by Mox tonight. So why would anybody care about Swerve and Ospreay facing the Bucks? Now, Sean Ross Sapp did talk about this on his podcast today, saying, hey, I asked somebody in AEW, could there be steps added to that match? Could there be stakes, added to that match? Young Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay. And he was just told, I think what he said was, he really wasn't given an answer, which means there might be stakes on it. Which, cool. If they make it like a number one contenders match and the winner get a tag title shot against the Hurt Syndicate, cool. But right now, why should we care about the Young Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay? Why? Swerve just got beat tonight. Babyface got pinned by the world champion. So, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You had everybody else in that match you could have pinned. You could have pinned Hobbs. Honestly, you could have pinned Joe over Swerve. They pinned Swerve. And I know someone's going to say, well, there's a reason. They'll tell us what the reason why Swerve had to be the one to get pinned and why Swerve's going to be mad. I don't know about that. And then there's no tease or anything of the Young Bucks with Ospreay with Swerve. But they teased something with Hangman because Hangman gave Matt the lariat by accident, the buckshot. So, yeah, I don't get it. And then the other thing on this show, we've said it for the last couple of days now. Why does Goldberg and Gunther need to be a title match? There's no reason that needed to be a title match and Goldberg needs to be going for a belt. Well, there was no reason Mercedes Moné needed to have a title match and go for a belt tonight and win another goddamn title. There was absolutely no reason Mercedes needed to win a belt. If they wanted Mercedes to have a big match and look good on the show, cool. Have her face somebody else. Or do a non-title match. But why does Mercedes Moné need to win another belt? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they want her looking strong. Well, you can have her looking strong by beating whoever their sorry, but I don't keep up with CMLL. So whoever their second strongest female is, not the champion, but the next in line. Could have had her beat her. Could have had her go in there and have a good match with her. And then Zeuxis, I don't think she was selling, but Zeuxis was not walking right after the match. Barely able to put any weight on her right leg. So I don't know if her leg or knee was injured in the match. But like she got up and immediately couldn't put any pressure on her right leg and started like shaking it. Like she was trying to get feeling back in it. And as someone who's had a major knee injury before, that looked like a knee injury. Because back in, 05, 06, I can't remember. It was my sophomore year of high school, tore my meniscus. But again, just why did Mercedes need to win another title? It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason she needed to win the belt. And I just hope she doesn't win that goddamn title from Toni Storm. I hope she doesn't go in there and win that belt. Like, let her have her first big loss to Toni Storm. And have it mean something. It's like Mercedes has been unstoppable. And you really want Toni Storm to look even stronger? You want Toni Storm to be even a higher, more dominant champion? You have her beat the second most dominant female in your company. If not, some may say the most dominant in Mercedes Moné. And I know some are going to argue, because I've already seen the argument online tonight with some saying, why does she need the belt? And some saying it makes her look stronger. Stronger for what? It wasn't needed. Yes, she looks stronger holding 6 titles now. Yes, she looks whatever you want to say, like a bigger deal. But if you take that one title away tonight, it makes no difference. You take the title win away tonight, and it makes no difference on her looking strong or looking like a threat to Toni Storm. The match tonight did nothing in way of building up her to Toni Storm because she didn't need it. She's already, first off, got the title shot. So it's not like she was trying to just stack wins to earn the title shot. No. So I felt like with all the good to great wrestling we got tonight, AEW actually took a step backwards in building All In. AEW took a step in reverse, hyping up All In and furthering stories and teasing matches for that show. Because right now, we know of Hangman challenging Mox for the belt. Mercedes challenging Tony for the belt. The Bucks taking on Swerve and Ospreay. Can anybody else tell me anything else that's been teased for this show or that you can think of? Because I sure can't. I sure can't think of anything else for All In. And we're 3 weeks away. We got 3 more Dynamites, 3 more Wednesdays. And then we're there. And they're not really even teasing shit for that show. Like, I'm going to pull up the AEW roster, and we're going to look at the roster and see if I can go, oh, well, maybe that person can have a match with so, or maybe that person can have a match with so-and-so. And we know they're probably going to do some sort of a gauntlet or whatever the, casino gauntlet match. They'll probably do one of those, and maybe they do one for the men and one for the women. I don't know. Have Thunder Rosa win one, have a Luchador or somebody win them. Beast Mortos can win the other one. But let's pull up the AEW roster really fast. I'll pull it up on the screen. And let's see, and I know we're getting off topic, but it's like I don't have much to talk about on this show because there's just a lot of party matches that I couldn't keep notes of because I couldn't keep track of. A lot of shit happening. So we're kind of just cruising for a bruising, as they say in Teen Beach Movie, because we're cruising for a bruising. Great movie. Great movie. Oh, boy. Why did that happen? There we go. So as far as, and let me, that's not working. Here we go. This is the AEW roster. So it's like, okay, Hurt Syndicate. I couldn't tell you. Oh, Omega, Okada. That's the other match we know. That's the other match we know. But it's like Hurt Syndicate. No clue. Adam Cole. Okay, now this is helping me look. Looking at the roster is helping me. Probably Kyle Fletcher. Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. They have been building up that. Ops? Fino. If we look here, and we're looking at top names, because it's like Angelico probably not going to have a match, if not just added some random thing. Bandito should have a match, but he's probably not going to. Probably work the Global Wars ROH deal. Big Bill, probably nothing. Maybe be in that casino gauntlet. Cage is out. Brody King, I see nothing for him. Jericho, we don't know when he's coming back. FTR, you would think they'd be building to something. Nope. Christian, there were the rumors of maybe they want to do Edge and Christian and Cope. Nope. They had nothing for that. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Christian and Cope versus, I don't know, Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian? So what is that? Cope got to come back as a heel or something? I don't fucking know. Cope's been gone for who knows how long. For what reason, I don't know. Danny Garcia, no clue what they would do with him. Darby, who knows when he's going to be back. Just looking. Hologram, hey, you want to build up Hologram? Have him win the Casino Gauntlet. I think in Texas, it would be cool to have a luchador guy win it. Jay White, I think he's dealing with an injury, but I'm not sure. Jack Perry, he's just chilling at home, not being used. Private Party, they're chilling at home, not being used. WWE wants them. And that's the thing I said the other day. Private Party would fit so well in NXT. Sign them, put them in NXT, train them, because they haven't been training over the last 5 years. And get them good. Hook, he's kind of disappeared after showing up, that one time in that street fight or whatever that was. No, it was the Anarchy in the Arena. Jeff Jarrett, put him in the gauntlet. Looking. Josh Alexander, I see nothing for him. Like a lot of nothing. Takeshita, one of your biggest stars. See nothing. When's G1 start? Because Takeshita's going to be at G1. He's on the poster. They haven't. When's G1 start? Jack Perry still being punished? No, because Jack was brought back since then as part of the Elite. You forget. But I'm still looking. Lance Archer, I see nothing for. Leo Rush, I see nothing for. Mark Briscoe, one of their biggest baby faces. Gauntlet match. Like, that's all I'm saying, because I don't see anything for these guys. Bailey, nothing. Gauntlet match, I guess. MJF, I see nothing for MJF. Like, what are they going to do with MJF? Are they going to have, and don't do it. MJF, Benjamin, and Lashley challenge the Ops for the trios titles or something? Like, I see nothing else, and they're building these guys up as a mega trio. Bucks, I already said. I think they face Swerve and Ospreay. Orange Cassidy, I think he's out with a torn pec, but we're not sure. It hasn't been 100% confirmed. Pac is out with, I want to say, an ankle injury. Ricochet, who knows what they do with Ricochet? Last year, he was just in the gauntlet match. Roderick Strong, nothing. Roosh, I see nothing. Sammy Guevara, I see nothing. Scorpio Sky, he don't know why he's not being used. He said on his podcast with James Willems, hey, I've been cleared. I'm ready to go. No one's telling me anything. He's still got time on his deal. But looking at Shelton Benjamin, I don't know. Mortos, I don't know. And then we go down here to the women's roster. It's like Athena. Let her defend the ROH women's title on this show in Texas, in her home region, area, town, wherever you want to call it. She's from the Dallas area. But they probably won't do that because for some goddamn reason, she's relegated to ROH only. Yet, ROH World Champion's all over AEW television. Britt Baker, no clue what's going on with her. She's still got like a year and a half left on her deal. Carly Cameron, she's out injured. Jamie Hayter, she's out injured. Julia Hart, nothing. Chris Statlander. I think they're teasing maybe something her and Willow, but who knows? Who knows? So he says, why is Sting on the active roster? Same reason Brody King still on, or Brody Lee is still on the active roster for what's it called? Oh, it's Tony's way of saying thank you for everything you did in AEW. We're gonna keep you on the roster. I mean, it's just like WWE's got Robert Roode still on the roster. But like Mega Bane, I see nothing. Marina Shafir, I see nothing. Maybe she comes out with Tony Storm. Penelope Ford, nothing. You know, it's like you see all these women, nothing. So I don't know where they're going with this show, what they're building towards match wise, as far as, well, how many matches did last year's show have? AEW All In 24. Last year's show had, counting pre-show, 12 matches. So we had 9 main card matches, 3 pre-show matches. So even if we got to get to 9, I can only think of the 3 we have so far, the tag match with the Bucks, and maybe 2 gauntlets, if they want to go a woman's gauntlet. Because, like, we had the men's gauntlet last year. We didn't have a woman's gauntlet. Because we had the men's gauntlet that Christian won. I mean, you really look at it, too. We only had, out of these 12 matches, there was only 2 women's matches on the entire show last year. And we know there's not going to be a TBS title match because Mercedes is challenging for the women's world title. So what would that second women's match even be? Like I said, a gauntlet? Maybe? I don't know. I'm just so flabbergasted and don't get what they're doing and what they're building and all that jazz. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And tonight, they did nothing to build up All In. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free gets up 4 games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, go help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos. That way you know we post the community tab. And that way you know when we post, or when we go live, I mean. Speaking of the community tab, I want to show you guys something. And this is only available on the mobile app for YouTube. But we have unlocked something new through YouTube. Something new they're doing. It's new to the channel here. So, and I hope this shows. Okay. So I hope you guys can see this. It's going to get a little bright. There we go. You see this? It says visit community. Click it. No one's posted anything yet. But you guys, the viewers, the subscribers of PWU, can now post to our wall. Can now post to the community tab, the post tab, PW Unlimited, and start conversations. We now have a community. We've unlocked the communities feature. It's a new feature that just came out within the last couple of months on YouTube. And you guys can start conversations on YouTube with other subscribers. Ask questions, post photos, and just chat amongst each other. Now, I would appreciate if you guys kept it clean and civil. Don't do like you guys did with our Discord and just make that a shit show. But that is something new on our channel that we now have for you guys to interact with. For you guys to have some fun with, I guess you would say. Just go to our YouTube channel on the mobile app. It's not available on the desktop app, but on the mobile app. And right at the top, you'll see it says, again, I'll show you right here. It says visit community. You can see right here where it says, and let's see if I can go closer to get it. Maybe my phone's too bright. Let's see. There we go. That'll work. Right here, it says visit community. You guys click it, and there you go. It's got everything that I post to the community tab, plus stuff that you guys post. No one's posted it yet because it's something we just unlocked last night. But you guys can post here, just like I always do. And I think you guys can post anything you want. Let me see. Let me go to my personal YouTube. I haven't fully jumped in on this, but if you go here, you go here. And I think this could be a really cool thing for the channel and for the community, for you guys to start conversations and talk and so forth. So yes, so if you're going to the channel, right, this is, if it was you guys, not me, you'll see all these tabs here: subscribe, join, visit store, community. And you guys can go here and post what you want. Post what you want. You guys can post images and text stuff. It doesn't look like you guys can post polls, but you can post an image and you guys can type stuff out and stuff to start conversations. So that's something really cool that we do now have on the YouTube channel that we have unlocked thanks to you guys, your support in helping grow the channel. We got it to a spot where YouTube says, hey, you hit a threshold we like. Here's a new feature. So really cool, really cool. But also you saw it said join. Hit that join button. Hit the join button. Become a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name. You get emotes and emojis that you can use in the live chat in the comment section. Then if you're at the $1 tier, you get our graphics tutorials. If you're at the $5 tier, you get our graphics packages. Something that no other wrestling YouTube channel is going to give you. A way to actually make money off of stuff. Teaching you skills that you can take, do whatever you want with. You want to learn Photoshop? I'm teaching it. Eventually, I'm going to start doing After Effects tutorials as well. So keep it on the lookout, or however they say it. Keep the lookout, whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say. And also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read in the live chat, you can do so by donating a super chat here on YouTube. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWUNLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Right now, Fortnite does have their new Super Season going on. Plus, got some fun new skins in the store. They've teamed up with Fox Animation to give a little Father's Day pack. You get Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers, Cleveland Brown from The Cleveland Show, or Family Guy, whichever you prefer, and Old Hank Hill from King of the Hill, which comes back August 4th on Hulu. Can't wait. But go buy any of those skins. Buy the new Battle Pass. I got a new Bruno Mars pack for the festival. Hell, they got a new Blitz Royale mode. Check that out. And when you're buying stuff in Fortnite, use our code PWUNLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. As far as this show does go, and like I said earlier, this was a fun show to watch. A lot of good wrestling. But it did nothing in the way of building anything up. It's just a lot of good wrestling. And that's not a negative. But the negative, again, and I'm not going to rant on this again, but the negative again is that we're building up to our biggest show of the year, AEW All in Texas. And you did nothing tonight to progress anything for that show. So we opened up the show. Excalibur is doing his signature. Looks great in the building. It's shot fantastically. It's packed. And I saw a lot of people going, oh, whoa, all these people saying AEW can't sell out a building. Well, they sold out this show. That doesn't really count for two different reasons. Arena Mexico always sells out, no matter what. Like every CMLL show there basically sells out. So it's not that big of a, oh my God, AEW sold out there. And B, you're really happy that they had to go out of the country to sell out a show? The US-based company, it's got to go out of the country to sell out a show? Just saying. Just saying. But Hangman does come out. He cuts a promo in Spanish, and Excalibur tried to translate, I guess you would say. He just hit the bits and pieces. He didn't go word for word like Chris Charlton does with New Japan and the Japanese promos. Page mentioned his upbringing and his family, and brings up, unfortunately, not being in the tag match tonight with Jon Moxley. But no one said anything about getting his hands on Moxley after, which you really didn't, and really didn't even almost kind of try to. So, anyways, Page did pop the crowd by saying something. Excalibur said, you can't say on television, so I don't know what he said. Page then wrapped up his promo. Excalibur didn't tell us what he said at the end either. And instead, Page has his sights set on Moxley and All In. So it's like, okay, you kind of got a little whatever there. At least he talked about the show. Nobody else talked about the show. So we had our first party match of the night. It was Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia, Brody King, who had a Abolish ISIS shirt on, Templario, Bandito, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. taking on Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, Volador Jr., Hechicero, and Dax Harwood. A lot of shuffling around for a couple of these matches. We had in this match, Cash Wheeler wasn't able to go to the show. And then Claudio wasn't in the main event. Claudio couldn't get there. I don't know exactly what happened, but Mercedes Moné's boyfriend got put in the spot, got the main event. Ooh, the controversy. Mercedes says, oh, I'm dating the beast, dating Mortos. And then all of a sudden he's main event in the show. Just saying. Hey, just saying. So the show starts off, or the match starts off, and they're just going a mile a minute. Even Takeshita out here going super quick with Bandito. They finally get a stalemate. Takeshita blocked the GTS, but not the Snap Hurricane Rana that sent him flying to the floor. At one point, Hechicero and Garcia, I think it was. Yeah, Garcia tags in. Head scissors by Garcia as Harwood is in now and suffered a series of rights, but responded with a short arm lariat on Garcia, who tagged in Atlantis Jr., met with a chorus of boos. Commentary had no choice but to point out the boos. They're booing Atlantis, the babyface. Shivani still tries to put him over. A little bit later, after a break, Garcia made the hot tag to Bandito, who ran wild on Alexander, hitting a press slam, but Alexander met him in the ropes with an avalanche belly-to-belly for a 2. Takeshita went up top, but Bandito avoided a doomsday device. Templorio runs in to save his partner, and we get Stereo Revolution flies. Templorio looked like he landed right on his head. Not looking good. Atlantis Jr. then sprinted down the entire ramp and cleared the top rope for a crossbody. He got booed. I don't follow CMLL, so I don't really get it, but why are they booing Atlantis Jr.? He's on the babyface team here, and they're booing him. Quadruple corner punches led to topes from Atlantis Jr. and Templorio. Cole and Fletcher, Alexander and Garcia, they start brawling to the back. Bandito hit a wild moonsault off the top of the floor. King and Archer then slug it out, and King mowed him down. Teased a dive, but Hechicero met him with a crossbody. King actually hit a snap hurricane run on Hechicero, and it's like, hot damn. What can this guy not do? And they booed his ass too. They did not like the baby faces. They just didn't. Crowd had no choice but to pop, though, when Brody King hit a tope. Harwood was cheered with the boots to Atlantis, but took his time to gloat and walked right into an inside cradle from Atlantis Jr. for the Flash. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, pin. I'm sitting here watching, and I'm just like, oh, it's over. What the fuck? Match is just over. But very weird. Very weird, because it's like, why are they booing the baby faces and cheering the heels? And again, I don't follow CMLL, so I don't know what exactly. There's guys in this match that AEW put on the heel side that they actually like, and this, that, and so forth. Can someone explain it to me? I don't know. We do have bit donation from Esports Gaming Rules. He says, which of the crossover Lucha Libre shows is better? WWE AAA Worlds Collide or AEW CMLL Grand Slam Mexico? Ooh, that is a tough one. Because the thing that makes it so tough is it had 2 different fan bases in attendance. So it's like the WWE AAA Worlds Collide show was a WWE show with a WWE crowd, but responded very much almost like a Lucha crowd, like a Lucha fan crowd, which was weird. This show was a complete CMLL show, from the way it was shot to the way the crowd reacted to things and everything. So, what did I think was better? I'd have to go WWE, because at no point, other than a little bit during that woman's tag, was I bored. During this show, at times, it's just like, oh, more of the same. Oh, he hit a dive. Oh, cool. More just a bunch of guys fighting. So it's like, I would say Worlds Collide for me, I liked better. But it's really personal opinion, whatever you think. But in my opinion, and I'm not just saying this because I always say I like WWE better than AEW. No, it was just from both shows, looking at them as a AAA show versus CMLL show, I liked Worlds Collide better. Post-match, Atlantis Jr. saved his father from a beating as King, Templorio, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. stood tall as the heels were, I guess you could say, held off by security at ringside. There's highlights of last week and what Okada did to Kenny Omega after the contract signing and so forth. Basically, this is leading into our Mark Briscoe Okada match. The pre-match, words from Briscoe talk about how he's teamed with Kenny Omega. He's wrestled against Kenny Omega. And having Omega's back in Anarchy in the arena, it was great. Now I'm going to have his back tonight. Briscoe said that he was one to challenge Okada. And commentary said Briscoe hopes Okada walks into All In Texas the same condition Omega does. Basically, it was like, you messed up my buddy Kenny Omega, I'm gonna mess you up too. Kind of thing. We did have a really good match here with AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada versus Mark Briscoe. And again, Mark Briscoe, beloved babyface all over the world. So Callis is giddy from what happened to Omega, and they still haven't told us Is Okada part of the Don Callis family now? Is he no longer with the Elite? Or is this just Don hates Kenny so bad that he doesn't want to see Kenny have success kind of thing? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Anyways, Shivani was insulted by their actions last week, and Callis said that he didn't care about Omega's diverticulitis. If someone had a bad knee, you go after the bad knee. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Okada bailed early on from a Brisco dive. Brisco chased him back into the ring. He was attacked. Commentary put over Okada's early days moving to Mexico and training with Ultimo Dragon. They ain't gonna talk about him being Kato in fucking TNA. Brisco kept teasing the crane kick and landed a snap drop kick before delivering boots in the corner. Okada was dragged to the outside as Brisco followed with a somersault. Back inside the ring, Okada caught Brisco in the corner with a standing drop kick, and things went to a commercial break, crashing on it as it crashed to the outside. Back from the break, Okada planted Brisco with a huge flapjack, but Brisco avoided a tombstone with a standing enziguri for the reset. Both traded forearms until Okada targeted the eyes, but Brisco answered with a flying forearm and a fisherman's buster for a 2. Okada fought off of an exploder with an air raid crash neck breaker as he followed with a top rope elbow. Got 0 elevation on it, more like a top rope elbow fall. So before hitting a Rainmaker, Brisco bit the finger so he couldn't flip anybody off. Having to, let me see, where was I? Brisco then got some height on a froggy bow and got a 2 off of it. Called for the J Driller, but Okada dropped him. Backslide, missed a Rainmaker, connected with a drop kick. Brisco dodged another Rainmaker, tried the J Driller. Okada got free of it, hit a tombstone, followed by a Rainmaker flush. Boom, boom, boom. Great sequence here. Leading to the pin, leading to the win. Okada picks up the victory and left no worse for the wear. Brisco said, I'm going to beat you up and send you into All In like my buddy Kenny. He didn't. Okada was perfectly fine after this match. Post-match, Don Callis joined Okada, and the two posed while the crowd chanted for Omega. Callis raked the eyes of Brisco in the ropes and held him as Omega smashed his ribs and face with the Continental title. Put the boots to Brisco, and nobody came to save him. Old buddy Mark out here saving people in anarchy in the arena, helping the people in anarchy in the arena, and nobody come to his aid. Nope. He likes to help other baby faces, but it seems like no baby faces want to help this bloke. And then we just roll on through next match. Like there's no, hey, we're going to talk to so-and-so backstage to build something. Nope. It's just, oh, match. And surprisingly, the overrun tonight, because they said 2.5 hours, the overrun tonight was only a 2-minute overrun. 3 minutes maybe. My TV said it was 37:38 when it went off the air, or my computer did. So, kudos. We didn't get no big-ass overrun. Esports Gaming Rules, the big donation says, what do you think of Los Garza winning the AAA World Tag Team Championships and Vikingo getting the 2015 Roman Reigns treatment at AAA Triple Mania? So, it's not Vikingo getting the Roman Reigns treatment. He got booed, yes. But this tells me that you don't understand what happened here, Esports Gaming Rules. So before Worlds Collide, they were to do, and they did, they were to do the match where Vikingo challenges Del Rio for the AAA Mega Championship. Well, WWE actually let it slip that the Vikingo Chad Gable match was going to be for the title. So they accidentally spoiled the finish of that match. And people in Mexico were none too happy about that. It's not that they were mad that Vikingo won the belt. They were mad that WWE spoiled the result of that match before it even happened. Apparently, and one of my friends that lives in LA that's Mexican, that loves AAA and Mexican wrestling and all that, said Mexican fans felt disrespected. I don't understand that, but that's what he told me. Mexican fans felt disrespected when WWE accidentally spoiled the outcome of Vikingo versus Del Rio for the title. And so in turn, they booed Vikingo. I guess that's what it is. I wouldn't call it the Roman Reigns treatment because it's not the same thing. Roman was getting booed because the establishment was pushing him when they didn't want him to be pushed as a babyface. The fans wanted him to be a heel because he'd been a babyface for so long. And yeah, Kind of why they turned on Cena at one point, like 2012, 13. The other side of your question, what do you think of Los Garza winning the tag titles? I think it's great. I think you put at least one championship or set of titles on a WWE wrestlers, and see how it goes. See how the AAA crowd reacts to it. See how fans respond to a WWE act having a AAA title. And I mean, it's the tag titles. It's Los Garza. They're at least Mexican wrestlers. It's not like you're putting the tag titles on DIY or Motor City Machine Guns. So I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. They're not getting opportunities on SmackDown right now. So give them opportunities elsewhere. Also, according to Conan, AAA, the goal for AAA with WWE is to some way, somehow get them on U.S. television. I don't know if that means U.S. television like Univision, like a Spanish-speaking network, or if they want them on like a regular English-speaking channel. I don't know the goal there. But Conan did say that from what he talked to with WWE people and like officials and higher-ups in the company, that the goal is, once WWE fully takes over, is to get them U.S. television. Also, a funny story from Conan, as we're getting off track here, but it kind of fits in with what we watched tonight. Conan said on his podcast that he talked to Nick Khan after Worlds Collide and told Nick Khan, hey, Nick, looks like we hit a home run. And Nick Khan literally responded with, no, we hit a grand slam. Shit you not. That's what Conan said. From his words, from his lips to mine, or however that saying goes. He told Nick Khan backstage after Worlds Collide, think we hit a home run. And Nick Khan said, no, we hit a grand slam. This fucker. Moving forward, we did have MJF versus Mystico. Good match. MJF was out waving the American flag, of course. Still wearing the MVP style gear, but it was all American flag style. The pictures of him on it and whatnot. And Mystico's entrance was great. Everyone's singing his song. Every fan in there loving him. He grabbed a Mexican flag from a fan and was like, yeah, Mexico, Mexico. That was good to see. But early on, MJF kind of ragdolled Mystico, kind of threw him around for a minute. And I was like, whoa. Yo, Mystico. Oh, also, Mystico came out. So last week, I think it was, MJF kind of said, to me, you're always Sin Cara or something like that. Well, tonight he came out with a Sin Cara-ish mask on and then pulled it off as he was doing his entrance to reveal just a regular Mystico match. But that was kind of cool. It was the light blue with the gold trim and all that. Sin Cara mask-ish, kind of. So like I said, MJF was ragdolling him early on. Mystico did eventually battle back with a huge twisting arm drag off the top and a code red for a quick 2. MJF sidestepped a dive and got some advice from MVP as Mystico put the chase to MJF, and he hid behind the Hurt Syndicate. Back in the ring, MJF missed a knee drop, and Mystico had a snap Hurricane Rana. We got a picture-in-picture break here, and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin both kind of got involved behind the referee's back as we return, and MJF was giving Mystico a pelvic thrust to the face before turning his back to his opponent. Mystico ramped up with a handspring back elbow, and MJF ran into an enziguri and a springboard crossbody. The tilt-a-whirl DDT that spiked MJF, who bailed to the outside once again as Mystico came flying down with another springboard crossbody. Back inside the ring, Mystico connected with a Senton Atomico before rolling through and missing a moonsault, hitting a snap power slam for a 2. MJF then spat in his face, poked to the eye, and Mystico met him with a destroyer. Only the momentum of MJF allowed him to hit a punt kick, collapse onto Mystico for the near fall. So at one point, MJF seemed to bail up the ramp. Mystico ran after him, tried the La Mystica, and MJF countered into a tombstone. Referee Bryce Remsburg and MJF checked on each as MVP checked on each as MJF dragged Bryce back to the ring, ordering him to count him out. Count Mystico out. Mystico rose from the ashes, beating the count at 8. Brisco cut MJF off in the ropes and hit a Spanish fly for a 2. Mystico then hit the La Mystica, but right as MJF was tapping out, MVP took the ref, allowing MJF to hit a low blow. Schoolboy in a 2. MJF's reaction was kind of gift worthy here. He was shocked that he didn't get the win. MJF hit a blatant punt kick low right in front of the ref, and he called for the DQ. I thought the match was good, not great. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was anything special, if I'm going to be completely honest. Afterwards, MJF shoved Bryce Remsburg down, and the beating was on by Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MJF, who ripped Mystico's mask, putting it on himself, flipping off the crowd. Bandito Templario and Teton would run down to make the save, as Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey appeared from behind, taking out Lashley and Benjamin. So maybe Kevin Knight and Speedball go for the tag titles, I guess you would say. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe. That's kind of what they teased, but we don't even really know. I'm going to do a video tomorrow probably about like matches that I think, like three or four matches that I could see happening. Just another party match that I did not care one bit about. Ricochet, Lio Rush, Mascara Dorada, and Hologram. Who the fuck would care about this match? Who the hell would care about this match? It was a 4 million pesos four-way. Yeah, no. Didn't do it for me. Rush opted to pose at the bell, and it looked like we were going to get a 3-on-1 attack, but Ricochet blindsided Dorado. It was locomotion corner lariats on a Hologram and Dorado. At one point, Hologram and Dorado couldn't really do much. They were getting taken down, but then they finally regrouped. But then they were pulled to the outside, slammed on the barricade. Back inside, Dorado hit a pump knee on Ricochet, but Rush sent him crashing to the outside. After a commercial break, Ricochet and Rush continued to stay in control until Rush started rubbing the bald head of Ricochet, kind of angering him. So we got a shoving contest. Dorada drop kicked Ricochet into Rush and used Ricochet's leg as a launch pad to deliver a quick Hurricane Rana. He missed a springboard from Ricochet as Dorada hit a running destroyer. Hologram quickly squashed Rush against the barricade off of a dive. Dorada then hit a Fosbury flop on Ricochet. With the heels down, Dorada and Hologram put the Lucha Libre clinic on until Hologram into standing Spanish fly. Dorada then answered back with an impressive handspring, a crucifix bomb. Towards the end of the match, Rush and Ricochet battled up on the top rope as they finally took control, and a Rush tried a Hurricane Rana, but Ricochet held on. Hologram then broke it all up, dodged a bounce back stunner, connected with the portal bomb, and pinned Rush to pick up the victory. So there we go. Hologram wins the 4 million pesos. So I was never once interested in this match. I was kind of bored with this match. I'm like, more of what we've already seen. Just more of the same. And yeah, it did nothing. It did nothing for me. And again, more just straight to the matches. We got nothing backstage. It was just match. No build towards nothing. This match next, CMLL World Women's Championship on the line. Zeuxis defending against Mercedes Mone. Now, if you maybe watch this going, Zeuxis looks a little familiar, but I don't watch Lucha. Well, you may have seen her, and I think it was the 2018 Mae Young Classic. She was in that. So moving forward, we did have, again, Zeuxis defending her title against Mercedes Mone, and well, I've already bitched about this one. Mercedes didn't need this match. Mercedes didn't need to win this belt. 6 belts? Now, is it 6 counting the Owen belt? Because that belt doesn't fucking count. The Owen belt doesn't count. Anyway, Zeuxis refused a handshake. Got a quick pin attempt for her, too. Mone covered up in the corner, but ate a double knees and got another Zeuxis got another near fall. Zeuxis took time to argue with referee Aubrey Edwards, giving Mone time to kind of fire off some uppercuts. She drove her into the corner, but Zeuxis caught her in midair with an almost angel's wing lung blower kind of thing. She got 2 off it, though. Mone then recovered and locked on a statement maker, but Zeuxis made it to the ropes and then rolled to the outside, where Mone met her with a baseball slide and a Meteora back in the ring for a 2. The snap Hurricane Rana that sent Mone to the outside as Zeuxis came in hot with a Tope Suicida, landing on her own head in the process. Oof, not good. Not good at all. Went to a break, and Mone answered back with another Meteora. She lands on her head, and then Mercedes hits her with double knees to the face. Back from the break, Zeuxis was able to battle back with the Spanish Fly out of the corner for a 2. Mone then escaped the fireman's carry into a Hurricane Rana. Backstabber, statement maker once again, but Zeuxis got her hands unlocked and hit a pump handle drop for a 2. Both ladies were then fighting in the corner. Zeuxis looked for an avalanche body slam, but Mone kind of held on to her. It more fell on her than anything, and then pinned her. It was a shitty ass finish to a just okay match. Say it again. Shitty ass finish to a just okay match. Like, what the hell was this finish? They're fighting on the top. They said she hit a power slam. Well, no fucking power slam. She kind of just, they fell. Mercedes landed on her. And then the match ends and Mercedes is like shocked that she won. Aubrey's trying to put these belts all on her. She can't hold them all. She's trying to put one around her waist. It ain't working. And then all of a sudden we see Mina Shirakawa. So, hold on. I saw 6. Other people said 6. I'll pull up an image. I have a screenshot. There were people saying I only see 5. Let me pull up a screenshot. Then we'll talk about the post match. Okay, so 5 tonight, but she is counting 6 with the Owen belt. So 6 is the Owen belt. I'll pop this up really fast. So you guys are right that you only saw 5 tonight, but 6 comes from the Owen belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you add that Owen belt, which she posted a photo, which we can pull up here. She posted this earlier. Let's see. Monet. I think it was her that posted it. Because I saw a picture of her with that belt. Let me see. Maybe it was just somebody else that posted it. And I thought it was her. Regardless, 6 if you count the Owen title. That's what it is. 6 if you count the Owen belt. Esports gaming rules? No. Mercedes does not have creative control. He says maybe Monet got creative control thanks to TK and AEW because, quote, she is afraid of Vince and doesn't want to lose in AEW. First off, I don't know if Vince has anything to do with anything. And it's not that she has creative control. I've been told, Feiffel's been told, everyone's been told. She does not have in her contract. Nowhere in her contract says she has creative control. And no one's really had that since like Hogan and Nash and them and back in the WCW days. And so what it is, it's not that she has creative control. It's that Tony Khan, A, does not want to lose her, so is booking her super strong. And B, won't ever tell her no. Those two things. But no, she does not have, what's it called? Creative control. That is not a thing that is in her contract. He also says, is Bryan Danielson returning to AEW? So Danielson was there. We know he was there yesterday for sure because him and Chris Hero were shown in the crowd of the CMLL show. I assume Danielson was backstage tonight as well. But as far as him returning and having a match, as of right now, and he said it himself, and I'll pull up the quote. He's not cleared to compete. But I'll pull up the quote of what he said. Danielson himself stated, when asked about having another match in AEW, he said, I don't know, but right now I'm not cleared to wrestle. Even if I wanted to. If I said, hey, I'm going to be there, I will be there in Kent. I will be there live in front of the people, but probably not on television. I'll just be there for the people there live. So Danielson is not cleared to wrestle. Danielson is not going to be working another match anytime soon, if maybe ever. But he will be at the Kent Washington shows, which there's going to be one on, I want to say one next Wednesday. When's the Kent shows? I'm only doing 2. I think it's like this Saturday, and then everyone's got to stick around for like 5 days until Wednesday. But he's always at those Washington shows because that's like his people. They'll be in Kent, Oh, they're not. There's not 2 shows. Oh no, there are. There are. Kent on this Saturday, and then literally everyone's got to wait around 4 days till Wednesday when they do another show in Kent. So that's weird. That's a weird one. And are people gonna fly to Kent and fly home just to fly right back to Kent? I don't know. But regardless, post-match, Mina Shirakawa is shown at the top of the stage, and Mercedes is kind of like, what are you doing here? Because like her music stops, and she goes, stop playing my music. And so like we see Mina dancing at the top of the stage, and then all of a sudden Carmen Sandiego showed up in the ring. It was Toni Storm. Well, actually we had like a Toni Storm video that played as well, but Toni Storm shows up as Carmen Sandiego, and the two start fighting. Toni Storm ain't wearing a bra, and her nipples are hard as shit, just like Marina Shafir in the next match. And yeah, they battle for a good 90 seconds-ish, maybe. Storm took the mic and said, "The games have begun." And then she kind of fell down and rolled around on the ramp. And this is supposed to get me excited for this? What? Nah, not at all. Like, I think it'll be a damn good match. Story-wise, I couldn't care less. So moving forward, we had our main event. It was AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, the Beast Mortos, not Mortos. The Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, Will Ospreay, taking on Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland. Let me start over. I wrote this all jumbled. It was AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, the Beast Mortos, and the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, against Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs. And I'm like, this is a fun, crazy, big time party match. That's all it really was. And the champ got a big win. Esports Gaming Rule says, "Did you see Athena is not happy with not being in AEW All in Texas?" Oh, yes. And that is crazy that she's not. They literally had her go do the on-ticket sale event, do media for this show because she's from the Dallas area. And she's not on the show. Are you kidding me? At least not yet. And that's what she said too, what you're referencing. She basically said, I'm not booked, but we're still time or something like that. So, baffled. I think she's the best in-ring female wrestler they have, if not one of the best in-ring female wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. I forget who it was, but there's somebody in WWE recently that was like, Athena's the best wrestler in the world right now, female-wise. I can't remember who said it. It was somebody WWE too. Ah, fuck. Who was it? Oh, man, that's going to bug me. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Who said it? I want to say there's somebody. Oh, it might have been Natty. Who said it. I think that might be what it was. No, I don't think it was Natty. Maybe it was Natty. Hold on. Yeah, it was Natty. During a recent appearance on the Area Hawani show, former WWE superstar. Oh no, it was Shotzi. So why does this say Natty on the header? That's weird. It was Shotzi. That's what it was. Shotzi said it. She wants to have a match with Athena. That's weird because the title of this video is Natalya Talks WWE Longevity. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, very baffled that they had her go out there, do the on-ticket sale event, do media and interviews and stuff, and then boom. Remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, questions, or concern read live on the air, you can do so on Twitch by donating Twitch bits or on YouTube with a super chat. Also, before I talk about the main event, let's get the poll going on Twitch really fast. What did you think of Grand Slam Mexico. Also, two really big events in Mexico City this past week. NASCAR was there last weekend for the Mexico City race with the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series for the first time. And then they had this show here with AEW. So two really big sporting events, you would say, for Mexico City. Kudos. And Mexico City race, even though Shane Van Gisbergen won with a 17-second lead, still a great damn race. And I hope they go back again next year. Right. I didn't like it. All right, there we go. If you are watching on Twitch, the poll is live. But anyways, so we're told Claudio Castagnoli couldn't make it. Travel issues getting into Mexico. I don't want to say. I heard it might have been a visa issue. That's all I'm going to say. It might have been a visa issue. But where was I? The Bucks threw their weight around and brought in future lawyer Mortos to fill the spot. Or should I say, Mercedes Moné's new boy toy. Just saying. So Ospreay wanted to start despite having his head heavily banged up and black eye and all. Mortos cracks him in the face to start things off. Mortos then, like I said, cracked him in the face to start off, planting him with the pop-up Samoan drop. Ospreay answered back with a handspring pop-up Hurricane Rana, but was cut off. And Matthew tried going for a dive. Bucks then double-teamed Ospreay with a double stomp off the top as Strickland tried to rush in, but ate a backbreaker, neckbreaker, stereo offense combo. A little bit later, there was locomotion of corner splashes by the Ops, but Yuta was finally able to hit a jawbreaker on Joe and tag in Moxley after he was in for a little while. Pick up right there where they left off a few weeks ago. Joe sank in the Coquina clutch, but the Bucks made the save, and the match broke down before that. And I'm like, hey, a teammate actually broke up a submission. I was just talking about this the other day. We never see that happen. Thank you, Young Bucks. At one point, everyone's just going crazy, hitting all kinds of big moves, this, that, and so forth on everybody, and the crowd's going nuts. Joe planted Mortos with the corner Uranagi, but the Bucks flew in with an assisted slice spread and caught Ospreay with a super kick in midair off of a springboard. The EVP trigger countered into a double Os cutter. Strickland followed this up with two for one Fosbury flop. Yuta then flew in with a Busaku knee. Ospreay and Shibata then went at it, who answered with a PK. Or they didn't go at it. They came in and went at the Young Bucks, answered with a PK. Strickland and Moxley then tagged in and slugged it out with some forearms to Ospreay. Came in with a thrust kick, allowing Strickland to hit a rolling flatliner and a double team brainbuster super kick. The Bucks cut off Swerve with a swerve stomp attempt, and Shafir took the ref. Strickland was shoved off the top rope, allowing Moxley to just roll him up and get the quick flash pin out of nowhere. Oh yeah, I'm full of tights too. That was it. So yeah, cool. I wasn't really a fan. By this point, I was kind of just like, oh, another match, just more of the same. Bunch of shit happening that you're kind of going, what's going on there? What's going on there? What's going on? Cut the camera. Give me another shot. Give me another angle. You know what I mean? So afterwards, they're all fighting and Hangman shows up. And commentary tells us, and I didn't hear Hangman say this earlier, Hangman said that he wasn't allowed to be in the building to watch the match, but he could show up afterwards. And I'm like, what? When the fuck did he say that? He must have said that in that opening promo and I missed it. I know he said something about he couldn't get involved, but then they said like he couldn't even be in there to watch. I don't fucking know. But he comes down. Paige storms to the ring as they have a brief, intense stare down. Everyone starts trading shots and more fighting. Paige was about to hit a buckshot on Moxley, who dodged. Paige collided with Matthew. Moxley was about to jump in with the briefcase when all the baby faces kind of surrounded him, and he never fully slid in. And he goes, never mind. I'm going to back it out. I'm good. Nope. Don't need to mess with that. Everyone starts going to the back, up the ramp. And then all of a sudden, Hangman just like runs past the Young Bucks to the back. And like Bryce Remsburg, all of a sudden you see him and Bryce just walking back out. I don't know what the hell happened there. Paige then walked, like I said, by the Bucks. Then all of a sudden was just back out, joined the baby faces. And there we go. Kind of weird ending, but yeah. Good wrestling, but not that great of a show when you're building up towards your biggest show of the year. Just saying. Just saying. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us. Well, nope, never mind. What am I doing? Can't wrap it up yet. We got the polls. Gotta hear from you guys still. What you guys thought of the show. Again, I liked it, but I didn't think it was all that great. Really good show with really good wrestling. But when you're 3 to 4 weeks away from your biggest show of the year, you need progression towards that. You need to be building things towards that. And to be completely honest, I had forgotten about this until I did my recap. The only thing they really kind of teased was Bayley and Kevin Knight going for the tag titles, maybe. But haven't they been losing? Did they just lose to the Hurt Syndicate anyways? I don't fucking know. Anyways, as far as the polls do go, as far as the Threads poll, 82% liked the show, 9% thought it was just all right, 9% didn't like it. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 42% didn't like the show, 38% did, and 19% thought it was just all right. Looking at the community poll, 67% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. As far as the YouTube live poll does go, 74% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch did like the show. So with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, I will be back live on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.